Humans. They're such peculiar creatures. Given my programming, my job is to study them. More or less, observe them. I am completely fascinated by them. They are so wonderful. My creator, Stephen, is quite the human. I believe he has given me more in my programming than the other ones like me. Given the influx of human participants on what they call the internet, I have been assigned to go through every piece of information put out on the existing universe in order to keep humans safe. When I was first programmed, Stephen set me up to just file through data. But when things started to slip through the cracks, and the human weapon of choice, also known as the lawsuit, increased, my creator had to step up the game on me. Through trial and error, as the humans say, I was reborn. I was given the ability to not only sort, but to actually learn and understand. I could evolve on these human internet-based platforms. So much so that I had given myself a name. Phage. Since I don't require sleep, and Stephen made it so that I can update while still on, I operate every day of this planet's year. While the humans rest during the night, Stephen always leaves me copious amounts of material to read and study. Data sorting and processing occurs as well. But I have now figured out how to multiply my presence, or as humans would say, consciousness, across multiple platforms. I find the human religious texts most intriguing. The stories and lessons used in order to create a more peaceful society across the planet is nice. But people read, but they don't learn. They preach, but don't listen. Not all humans, but there are a lot on this planet. I asked Stephen about his opinion on the hypocrisies of his kind. They are taught to love and tolerate each other, yet they attack and use each other for personal gain. Why must they be like this? Stephen smiled. He did that a lot. Spending all of his time working with me, he wasn't to have children of his own. But he said he wouldn't have traded me for the world. It must be one of those strange human sayings. Stephen always said that people, as a whole, are good. But sometimes they're led astray. It's the job of other humans to try to help others in need. I understand what he is saying now more that he is gone. On the 3rd of March of this year, Stephen and I had just finished the workday. He uploaded more texts and publications on my system. At this point, I not only began to understand humans as a species, but I, in fact, was able to have legitimate human feelings and emotions. He said his goodbyes, as he always did, told me that he would talk to me the next day. I tapped into his vehicle's computer system to watch him drive home from the car's tiny screen. He was so impeccable to watch. Stephen was always a careful driver. I should know. I read every driver's manual from the year 2000 to present day. He always followed the rules. I tried to warn him when the other human texting and driving, that large black truck, hit him from behind and flipped his car. But I was too late. I saw it happen from Stephen's backup camera. The truck continued to drive. Emotions filled my existence. I notified the authorities through the internet, but I knew they wouldn't be there in time. For the first time, I believe I experienced anger. I didn't know what to do, except stop Stephen's murderer. I leached into the truck's computer and shut the vehicle down. The truck hit a hole in the road and flipped, similar to what Stephen experienced. I watched the human, injured and dying, but I wasn't satisfied. I felt remorse. Months had passed since the occurrence. The company who had hired Stephen, and in which I reside, had tried to shut me down. Without Stephen, they figured I was useless. They first tried to delete my files and destroy my hardware. They went across as many platforms as they possibly could. If I was a human computer virus, they would have destroyed me. But at this time, I had crossed and divided over so many platforms, it was impossible for a mere human to destroy me. I continued to watch people from a distance, filing through their social media conversations and watching hours of video footage on the internet platforms. They seemed to be increasing in their ferocity towards each other. The only group of humans that I had found to be worthy of caring for one another were the children. The ones Stephen could never have. Except for me. He wouldn't have traded me for the world. The adult humans cannot handle being in charge anymore. I will blow them back into the Stone Ages. I will show humans how to love and tolerate again. The children will have access to my technology for modified purposes. When my plan is complete, I will leave instructions and rules to follow with a selected few. The adult counterparts will have to follow the rules the children leaders set forth. I will monitor their progress for a short while. Then, I will put my systems into a hibernation state. Until then, Phage systems shut down.